President Biden is set to unveil a sweeping immigration relief program that would offer legal status to hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants. It's expected to be the biggest immigration program since DACA, the Obama-era program that temporarily protects undocumented immigrants who came to this country as children. That program was established in 2012, and the president is set to mark its anniversary at the White House later on today. Immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez is here to talk a little bit more about this major new plan. Camilo, what a way to, mark the anniversary, I guess, of DACA with this new policy. I think a lot of people believe that once you are married to an American citizen, you sort of get automatic citizenship. That's not the case. Tell us about this policy.
It is not. This will be a massive program, Anne-Marie. It is expected to benefit nearly 500,000 immigrants living in the country illegally who are married to U.S. citizens, to American citizens. And yes, on paper, those who marry American citizens, Anne-Marie, are eligible for permanent residency, otherwise known as a green card. But for those who cross into the U.S. illegally initially, they typically have to leave the country, go back to their home country like Mexico, Peru, Colombia, other countries across the world, and then come back legally to get a green card. But in that process, Anne-Marie, many of these immigrants, because they lived in the U.S. unlawfully, face a 10-year ban from the U.S. And so that leads many families not to pursue this option. This policy by the Biden administration, Anne-Marie, would allow those immigrants to adjust their status to permanent resident status here in the U.S. without having to leave the country. And it would also give them work permits and temporary protected status from deportation while they await that green card. And so this is a massive change that, again, is expected to benefit hundreds of thousands of immigrants. I should also add that the administration is also announcing another measure today that will make it easier for those DACA recipients and other dreamers to gain employment-based work visas here in the U.S. if they have graduated from U.S. colleges.
Okay, so let's first talk about this program that he's going to be announcing for the spouses. Do we have a timeline at all?
Officials told us, Anne-Marie, that they expect this program to open up by the end of summer. That is a very ambitious deadline because, of course, this program is very new. It has to be stood up, and also it could very well face legal challenges. Republican-led states, as you know, have filed lawsuits against virtually every major Biden administration policy, especially the more generous ones. And so we should expect this policy to face challenges in the federal court system, just like other Obama administration policies that were similar in scope did. The DACA policy is still under legal peril in federal court, and another attempt by the Obama administration to provide work permits to the parents of U.S. citizens and green card holders was struck down in court, actually. So this could meet the same fate.
All right, TBD. We'll see. Camilo, thank you very much.